so, Ben. I don't know what to say about that one at times. We had our chances with 3-2 defeat to Corinthian-Casuals. Drama at the end, goal disallowed. We've had a goal that looked like it was a goal but wasn't over the line. We speak about frustration a lot this season, but it's particularly apparent to come away from this one frustrated. How about yourself?
Well, you can see at the end there how frustrating that is. The goalkeeper's in his goal. He stopped, and how it's even there. To be fair, their gaffer was like, it's a goal. That is what we're dealing with at the minute. But we had three or four unbelievable chances. You know. So it's not just on the officials. Unbelievable chances. You know, the goals we've conceded are just a disgrace. You know, we worked on Thursday specifically clearing the lines, getting up the pitch. We clear a line from a corner. It's over the halfway line, and we are stood on our 18-yard box. Just a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. And I think the players, you know, some of the players we've got are going to have a rude awakening, a real rude awakening. You know, we've tried. We're kind of patching the side together. You know, we've tried getting players in, and a couple of them, you know, it's not quite worked out for a loan, or someone's got injured. We've not managed to get them in. You know, and I think that as week by week has caught up with us. You know. With no Westie in there, we've had, you know, a real lack of quality and a lack of composure and leadership. You know, the last game that Westie played was Lewis, you know, and he won the game for us. You know, taking him out from obviously through injuries or other operations. You know, we even considered playing him today at 30%, which should be embarrassing to some of the other players, and should be embarrassed by that. But ultimately, it's on me, you know, and I can only look at myself. You know, the results haven't been good enough. You know, early in the season we had, you know, some great performances. Results didn't quite come. Today wasn't a great performance. Yeah, from either side really. It was an awful game. To say it right. But we shot ourselves in the foot, and you know. Sometimes if you can't win a game, don't lose it. But you know, we are creating our own downfall. Really are creating our own downfall. You know, and players talk great games. When things are going good, players talk great games. You know, and they're very very expectant from certain things. You know, it'd be different. You know, see if a club turned around and said, right, okay, now we'll value what you're about. Who could say they're worth anything at the minute? You know, it's tough. It's tough when you're in a rut like this. You know, it's tough, but there's no hiding place. Simple as that. You know, we're kind of, you know, something I didn't do last year is, you know, January time when everyone was on our backs, didn't panic, kept plugging away, didn't panic. Just waited for the right opportunity to add the couple we added in. Obviously Westie, as I've said, is one of them. And we just stuck to it. This year we've had an awful lot of abuse from people, a lot of stick, even though we just got promoted into a new league, and a lot of other things behind that, with the, you know, waiting for a home ground and all that sort of stuff. And people were very quick to forget and jump on it. And to be fair, you know, I won't shy away from it. You know, we pressed the panic button a little bit too early. If in hindsight, that's something I'll learn from. Press the panic button a little bit too early. Made too many changes, and then you get into this stage, and it's like, yeah, you can't just keep making changes. You know, I think, you know, there's a couple of changes we've made through what I would say discipline. I certainly won't have someone at the club that, you know, turns around and refuses to play. So we've made changes like that, which people don't really know about, and I'm not going to throw the player under the bus. But there's been a lot of things where, in key areas of the pitch as well, where today we're playing, and I'll give Troy credit, he played in centre midfield today. He's not a centre midfielder, but I put him there because I know he puts his body on the line, he puts, wears his heart on his sleeve, and certainly today was to have players like that. But far too many of them, when it gets tough, just crumble, and they crumbled today. And for me, I say, I look at where the club was when I joined, where it is now. It's very disappointing to have to step down, but I'll be stepping down today. And I'll support Stuart and the board behind the scenes to help make sure they get the right person in next, because for me it was never about me. Never about me. It was always about the players. It was all, we got promoted. The players done a fantastic job. We're supporting act behind the scenes. And it's now a case of, we've got to move the club forward. We need, the 2-year plan was to be fighting at the top of this league. We've not started well this year, but I can make 5 or 6 changes and it will make a difference. But that will take 2 or 3 weeks. It's too long, and it can't always be everyone else's fault. So I look at myself first and foremost. I think, I look back and I think, there's supporters that are supporting the club now because of the team we've produced and what we've done over the last 2 years. They weren't supporting Herne Bay. They weren't coming down and watching us at the club before then. So to hear abuse off those type of supporters is a bit frustrating, to say the least. The supporters that travelled here today, have travelled to all the away games, they're the people I've given up my time for. I played splattering of games for the club. I'd run a youth team at the club, been successful at youth level. The club was in a hole. I was in a state where hadn't gone, a bizarre finishing at Canterbury City after what we did there. So it was a perfect time to come into the club and try and turn it around and get it to a place where it can A, function, and B, we said when we came within 2 years, that our aim, 2 years, we're going to get promoted. And if you count the COVID, take away the COVID seasons, we did it in a year. Obviously COVID around then, some seasons half played and that sort of stuff. But I certainly leaving my head held high. It's not the way I wanted to leave. Looking back, I should have left after the playoff final. But we're addicts. We're addicted to the game, and we're addicted to that winning feeling. And too many of the players at the moment, I don't think they're addicted to that winning feeling, and they don't know what it takes to go and win. So yeah, that's that. Obviously I'll do my best to help the club get the right person in next. I certainly, I've got no ill feeling towards the club at all. I feel honoured to have been a part of changing the club around. But I can't keep coming in with excuses, because I come up with a lot of excuses, and a lot of them are valid. But ultimately, it's about results, and I think a change needs to be made now. And I'll spend time with my family, and which you sacrifice. Spend more time on my work. And hopefully I'll join the supporters at some point and watch the team, and hopefully see some success moving forward.